Have you noticed it? Target changing the layout of its store. Walmart putting binders and pencils towards the front. What is it? What could it mean? That's right. It's back to school season here in the world, and boy does it suck. That's right. You may have noticed the last few weeks that teenagers have been extra angsty as they try to get on those last few summer Instagram vacations that they said they were going to do last year, and now all their friends are going to be like, oh, but you didn't even go there. You didn't even have fun. And Tiffany's just going to brag about how her dad took her to the Bahamas again, and I swear if I have to listen to that again, I'm quitting the cheer team. Well, I've noticed something here. The two most difficult, complicated, and basically unnavigatable institutions, I suppose would be the correct word, in our modern world today, at least circa United States 2019, are the United States government and enrolling in college. For an institution that exists solely to suck your money out, leave you crippling in debt, and then throw you out into the cold and expect you to figure things out, they make it very difficult to start taking your money. Enrollment process, real nightmare, right? If you're listening, you've probably done it. Most of my friends, coworkers, people who are younger or older than me have already done it to some degree. It sucks a lot, just so much. To enroll on a regular basis, you would have to have like a CRN number for the class schedule, plus, since I'm in advertising, I'll use that as an example, the advertising. So it's got a 3-letter code, ADV, for advertising. Then there's the class number. Let's say it's 123. So you have ADV 123, plus the CRN of 1238549. You got to remember all those things, plus the section number, plus the times, plus the name of the building it's in. If you're in a college like mine where buildings were built separately and then added on together, meaning the second floor here doesn't connect to the second floor over there, you have to go to the first floor or go outside to get back on top. And they make sure they keep registration offices separate all across that so that you are exhausted when you go from financial aid, registrar's office, and back again to student accounts. It's a real crap show, and boy, do I not like it at all. Now, on top of that, there's whether or not you can enroll at a certain time because they let, seniors and then juniors and then sophomore, freshmen enroll in different days, and then after a while it's open to the general populace to just whatever your age, just go get them, cowboy. So that can be stressful trying to be force added, dropped, and my school did something just fantastic this time around. They said, hey, the offices where you've gone to for the trained professionals who help you figure out whether or not you really need these classes, whether or not they're even still offered, whether your degree plan has shifted, so you need to change the ones you're enrolling in, double check, tell you what the class is about, they tell you who the professor is, what they're like, what you should expect, and they even give you personal advice, because many of them have graduated from this very institution. Yes, well, most of them have quit, they've left, they've gone on to other things, or they've been reshuffled in the card deck that is society to go to a different job within this institution. Even if they hadn't, we no longer offer that service for anyone but freshmen. You need to go find the very limited personnel in charge of your specific college. Again, advertising, PR, marketing. I walk my way down through the basement labyrinth that is the first underground floor, make my way to the department heads. Oh, what's that? Because it's ramping up for school, everyone's busy and off in meetings because obviously, so I have to just figure it out myself. That sucks. Just sucks a lot. I would say between vacuum cleaner and black hole, it's leaning more towards black hole, but it's certainly no, is it Dirt Devil or Dust Devil? I get the one in the desert and the one you see cleaning up spills in a nursery confused all the time. Although, I will say, seeing a Dirt Devil in a church nursery felt a bit blasphemous. Why would you let the devil clean up after your children? No wonder they're not going to heaven. I find it a bit odd. Why is an institution that is, for all intents and purposes, nearly outdated? Honestly, they should offer just internships in high school and briefly afterwards where you do get paid minimum wage, but you're learning how to use things like, using my own career as an example, InDesign, Illustrator, Lightroom, Photoshop. You're getting better at things like Excel, Publisher, Word, PowerPoint, whatever. You're learning how to use these different systems, and since you're being trained by a institution, a job, a career that may intend to turn you around and hire you, you're more likely going to find yourself in a scenario where they're going to teach you the newest things because they're actively using it to, please clients, to get jobs and work for themselves. So it's the most accurate, up-to-date way to learn. And it would be paying you instead of you paying someone else to actively screw you over. Don't even get me started on FAFSA. Like, are you for real? Most of the people that I know in college, the freshman, sophomore year, they're barely 18, 19 tops. I was lucky because I wasted some of my time sweating in an ugly set of clothes. So I came in when I was older, and it was still confusing. I'd filed my taxes a handful of times, and they're like, hey, we just need to make sure you're not doing, like, tax evasion. Like, are you outside of your brain, my friend? I barely know what to file or what website to go on to begin to file my taxes. How in the hell am I going to be smart enough to figure out how to cheat a system I barely understand? It's ridiculous. It's like having a kindergartner show up to an algebra test and be like, no phones, we don't want you cheating. Dude just figured out how YouTube and Minecraft works. You really think he's going to figure out how to, hijack your x equals mc squared times 3 over the square root of pi? Like, no. That was a longer analogy than I planned. Analogy? Am I allergic to analogies? Sweet Jesus, my mouth is just a real mess, I guess. This is what happens when I get flustered, I mean that, and I'm basically making out with this microphone, so I'm salivating quite a bit. I also like to think that it has something to do with my anger, like a rabid dog foams at the mouth. It's just sort of nature's way of saying, wow, this sucks a lot and I'm not happy about it. Or I'm hungry. Mixed messages. Could be good, could be bad. If I'm salivating near you, could just be a stroke. Again, this is a back to school special. It's short, it's not very sweet, but it is to the point. I mean, the U.S. government, to understand the laws, you basically have to go to like 7 years of law school to understand all of it. And even then, you're going to forget things, and you're constantly referring to precedent, and it's shifting, and you have to figure out what's going on. Just getting a driver's test. How far can you be from a semi-truck in Ohio versus when you're in Wisconsin? Where's the blind spot? What type of sign is this if it's just the shape? Fella, I don't know, all right? I'm still trying to figure out why I have hair growing in new places at this point in my life. Now you expect me to remember how far I can be behind a truck? Side note, if you're a construction truck or just a big Tonka-like truck that hauls a bunch of dirt anywhere, and on the back of your truck trailer, you have in small words, stay 200 feet back or else we're not responsible for any crap that falls out and hurts your car, you're a piece of crap. And I suggest building a wall around where you live and cutting off all food, water, and air as quickly as possible. That's like saying, I'm doing things incorrectly and dumbly, but technically, screw you. Not cool, all right? You're not getting on an airplane and then when you sit down in front of you, it's like, hey, and if you don't bring your own oxygen and you suffocate on this flight, it sucks to be you. Same premise, dude. Don't do that. It sucks. You suck. Stop sucking. A lot of suck going on here. My normal verbiage is a bit harsh, so I'm making it, okay for TV is my general rule for this. And so suck is taking place of all that. But yeah, government, difficult from basically the day you start trying to work with it. Also realizing that now, as a married couple, everything you have to change her name on costs money. I don't know if I'm mad. I'm sure I'll go through phases of anger, but I'm just sort of impressed that the government was like, here's a union between two people, sometimes a religious organization. What if we had a hand in that? What if they'd pay us money for that and get our approval? What if we made every piece of identification we come out with cost money, make them wait in a long line in an underfunded, crappy part of town, in a line full of people that range from 6 years old screaming or 150 years old and coughing so hard you think they're dying? And that's also roughly the intelligence level of the people we'll staff there, who are in charge of handling your personal government-issued information. Oh boy. Don't even get me started on losing your social security card. Had it happen to me, got messed up in a rainstorm. Luckily, again, I lived in El Paso. I was the only white dude. I showed up with every piece of documentation that existed about me, and they just looked at me like, okay, cool, yeah, you're definitely from here, and they gave it to me. I was like, it's sort of racist that you just assumed I was from here, but I don't like waiting in line, so I'm not going to complain. So I guess kudos to weird racism. No, that didn't sound right. Never mind. Anti-kudos to that. Sudoc to that. Anti-kudos. Again, college. It's hard to get into, hard to enroll. They're constantly shifting what your major classes entail. They're shifting what rooms they're in, what professors teaching them. We had a professor show up who found out she was teaching a class 4 p.m. the day before the class started. She doesn't even have a current book for us to go off of. I'm beginning to think it's just a really well-kept secret that college is just run by a bunch of, circus people that are barely keeping things together, but if you question it, they use enough confusing paperwork, you're like, I don't know, whatever. So, all I'm saying is you can't bribe me with your half a Chick-fil-A on campus. Eventually, those waffle fries will not satiate my anger, and I will find out your deepest, darkest secrets. I will find out why there are so many codes for this. You have an award-winning marketing team, IT department, social workers. These people are, legitimately nationally ranked in a lot of their ways. You're telling me they can't work together to make an interface that takes all of your paperwork, makes it easy to understand, pretty to look at, and you just click, I'm in this major, I'm this many old, I'm from this place, I has this much money, I need this much more, help me please, where do I go? It should be easy enough that dummies can handle it, because let's be real, anyone who's been to a college class knows that somehow nepotism works, and idiots make it all the way to the finish line, and then are promptly handed first place no matter where they ended up in reality, and given a cushy job where other people have to pick up their slack. And on that positive note, I leave you. I've been Joel. You've been great. Thanks for coming. Although I guess technically this is available on mobile devices, so you're basically anywhere you want to be. So thank you for clicking. Yeah, thank you for clicking. Click again soon.